high volume.
Hey guys, this is Mitch again, and this is going to be my guide to Saradomin God Wars. With Sara, you can either range or melee it. You pretty much just choose depending on whichever you're higher in. They both have advantages. Range, you can shoot it from a distance and you won't get hit as much, so you won't actually take as much damage, which means you can generally stay there longer. But meleeers can use spec weapons like D-claws or an AGS or something like that, which can help with the kills per hour. These are the minimum requirements you're going to want. The 80 range and 100 combat, they're only the minimum requirements depending on which one you've chosen to do. The 60 strength or agility is actually to get into God Wars Dungeon, and the Troll Stronghold is also to get into God Wars Dungeon. These are the recommended requirements that you're going to want. Again, the range and combat requirements are only for if you're ranging or meleeing, so just match them up to whatever one you choose. The 70 plus defense one is basically just so you can wear better armor, and the 69 summoning is for a fruit bat, which is very good if you're healing. Also, the Edgar's Ruse quest requirement isn't like a full-on requirement, but it will make getting to God Wars much quicker, so that's also good to have. This is the suggested inventory that you're going to want. Obviously, if you're meleeing, you wouldn't take Diamond Bolts, you would take Dragon Claws or an AGS for your spec weapon. You could either take a Fury or a Glory. DFS would actually work very well if you're meleeing anyways. Also, prayer renewals are very good because they restore your prayer over a period of time, and they restore it 1.25 times more than a super prayer, which is very good. And also, you want to take 2 spare Beast of Burden pouches, because Saradomin God Wars trips are usually quite long. Like, you could get to over 100 kill count if you have a decent team, even in a trio. You don't actually take any more super restores than that, because the kills don't go for that long, and you can generally actually restore your prayer every 10 minutes. Well, you always can with the altar, and then you just fill the rest up with brews. This is the suggested setup for when you're doing Sara with the range. The helm really doesn't matter, but the Nezi helm or Torax helm and Verax helm are all very good. They're pretty much the same. You definitely need your Arva's accumulator, that's pretty self-explanatory, but you can also use Bando's Tassets instead of the Verax plate skirt, because the biggest defensive thing you need with Sara is range defense, because you're playing mage and there's only one meleeer in there and he's weak anyway, so that's what you need. You also want an amulet in your inventory. There's 2 pieces of armor which you're going to wear. You can substitute the amulet of ranging with a Fury or a Glory, and you can substitute the DFS with a Spectral, Ellie, Divine, or Blessed Spirit Shield. Now we're on to the melee setup. So basically you want to maximize strength bonus and maximize range defense. So by doing that, you're wanting to be wear like a Nezi helm, bandos, and then also chaotics are very good here. The maul is very good and the rapier is very good. If you don't have those and you chose a longsword, that's all still very good. And you may have noticed that I've included full Verax, and lots of people do wear that because of the set effect, which is to hit through defenses. Because Sara has a very high defense level, then that's a very good option to use. And then obviously with all this, you're wanting to be bringing a spec weapon like AGS or Claws, and if you can't afford it, then just borrow it. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, you want to be using Steadfast boots or Dragon boots. Obviously Steadfast, if you can't afford that, then wear Dragon boots. And Berserker ring or Warrior's ring. I usually choose Explorer's ring 4 because it has high alchemy, and all these bosses, especially with Bandos and Sara, drop lots of rune items, so you can convert them into coins. If you don't have Explorer's ring 4, don't take it. It's also got a very good prayer bonus as well. Also with the melee setup, because you don't need arrows or bolts, you can use a Zami arrow for your Zamorak item, which you can save a whole inventory space for that, which is good. Either a Zami or a Sara arrow, and then you'll have to replace that with a Sara or Zami item, depending whichever one you chose. Because you will both need, with all these setups, you will need a Sara and a Zami item until you enter the boss room. Then you won't obviously need it. You're familiar, so this could be Terrorbird, War Tortoise, or a Yak. You just want it to be full of brews. If you had a Yak, then you may want to put some super restores in there as well, so go with a ratio of like 3 to 1 or something like that, while having the same inventory setup. And then if you had a war tortoise or terror bird, then just fill it with brews, and then leave 3 or 2 spaces behind for a few bat scrolls and bat pouches. If you had a unicorn, then use unicorn scrolls and unicorn pouches. But don't use a moss titan because they don't heal enough. They only heal 240 every 2 minutes, whereas a bat can heal like 300 every 2 minutes or something like that. So definitely use a bat over a titan, even if you have the level. So the best way to get to God Wars Dungeon is to do the Trollheim teleport. Now you can do a little thing called the drop trick, basically where you teleport to Trollheim, drop 2 of your supplies in your inventory, teleport back to a bank, and then take out the same 2 supplies that you dropped. So for me, I dropped super restores. For some reason I took out brews. I made a bit of a mistake here. So you would take out super restores if you drop them. So now that I've done that, I've gotten rid of my Trollheim teleports. I'm at Trollheim with a full inventory of things without any unnecessary things like runes or empty spaces from where runes were. So now you just go down the side of Trollheim, and I'm assuming everyone can do that with their agility. Then you just prey range past these. You either squeeze past or push the rock. Then you run up north past the ice walls. You can protect from melee here, because they're level 132, and then go down the hole. Now the easiest way to get kill count is to kill the Saradomin creatures that are already in combat, because a lot of them are above level 120, so they can deal a little bit of damage. But if they're already in combat with a Zami monster, which they usually are, they won't attack you over the Zami monster. So as you can see, the Gorak is attacking them. And so basically, the Zami monster can finish it off. All you have to do is just get 1 hit in. But obviously that's not the quickest thing to do, but that's what the general idea of it. Unless another actual player like him is attacking them, though he's on a Slayer task. Also, a higher Slayer level, like above 83, will speed kill count up a bit, because then you'll be able to kill the spiritual mages, and they can also drop D-boots, which can sort of just make up for the cost of the trip, which isn't anything anyways. There's also another spot, you can basically just climb down this rock, and then there is Zami creatures in here, but there's not as many. So it's probably not recommended to do this down here, but this is usually where you would do a Slay task, because there's more spiritual mages. But if you do have 80 Slayer, then you could come down here, because there are some Zami creatures like werewolves, and I think there's a few Goraks down here as well. You can also go down 1 more rock. This all requires 70 agility as well. That's like the requirement for the Sara boss. And you can attack the monsters down here, because there are a few Zami creatures, but the Zami creatures are highly outnumbered by the Sara creatures, so it probably isn't recommended to get kill count down here. Final place to get kill count is by killing the Knights of Saradomin. I think these are the lowest level Saradomin creatures. They're level 101, and being a ranger, you can actually safe spot them behind these rocks here. So if you just run behind these rocks, you can safe spot them. I wouldn't recommend doing these if you're a melee though, because they can still hit even though they're level 101. But yes, these are very good if you're ranging. Once you've got 40 kill count, you'll need 2 ropes for this, so I would recommend coming back, because you only need to place them once. I would recommend coming earlier before the trip, and then placing the ropes, and then going back to the bank, and then gearing. So you will need to place 2 rocks on these ropes, so you can climb down the rocks. And as I said before, that you will need 70 agility for this, and then you can go and stand by the boss room and get a team. Okay, so once you found a team, I hadn't actually found a team, I just decided to go in with these guys, because I live in Australia, it's really hard for me to find a team. But anyways, drink a prayer renewal. Set your quick prayers to protect from mage and eagle eye or piety or turmoil or whatever you're doing. And then basically you want to run away when she's attacking. So at the moment she isn't. I'm in fixed screen. It's really hard to do Sara in fixed screen, but I did it for the purpose of the guide. So at the start I wasn't doing very well, because I was sort of like, I went in when she spawned, so this first kill is pretty dodgy. But so basically the idea is to run away when she's attacking, and then when she's not attacking you and she's attacking somebody else on your team, you stand and just attack her. Now the advantages of being a ranger is that you can actually attack her while she's attacking you, because you're running away. Get to a corner, then you attack her, so you turn around and shoot your bolt, and then you run to the next corner, and then you shoot your bolt, and then you run to the next corner, and then you shoot your bolt until she's off you, and then you can just stand. I like to stand in the middle and just attack her as she runs around in circles. So because her attacks are very, very strong, her melee attacks, they're as fast as darts and they hit constant 30s, 300s I mean. So that's actually very, very quick, and so they're very, very deadly and lethal attacks. So you definitely do not want to stand there. If you're Amelia, then it's a little bit different. So you can unload your specs while she's on you, because that's what a lot of people do. They just like to tank it. But once you've unloaded your specs, you kind of want to run, unless you're in like full Torva or something. Lots of people in full Torva decide to be a beast and just like tank it out. So that's another way to do it. So once she's waiting for her to spawn, you want to just be in a corner, so like one person in the corner, one person in the middle, and one person in the other corner. If you have 4 people, then just sort of like evenly spread yourselves out. So just make it easily definable for which person she's on. So she went on me. You want to run from each corner to each corner. Once you get good, you can manage. If you can manage to hit her twice, then you're doing pretty well. But I just got, see, she just smacked a 231 on me, and that's pretty much where all your brews go, by making mistakes. Well, after a few kills, you get pretty smooth, and as you can see, she's off me, so I've gotten on her, and all my team is specking her out. So she's not on me still. I moved into the middle. Well, not really the middle, but as you can see, playing in fixed screen with Sara is actually quite hard, because you need to basically know where she is all the time, know where she's heading, and because there's so many yellow dots, you can't define which is her. So once she's dead, just kill the minion in the order of Growler, then I think her name's Bree, and then the last one is Starlight. So Growler's the Major, then Bree's the Ranger, and then Starlight is the Melia. Starlight's the Unicorn one. So yeah, kill them in that order. Same with pretty much any boss monster, it's Major, Ranger, Melia. So then go back to the side of the wall and wait for it to spawn again. So here's just an example of a pretty good kill. So we're waiting in the corners, then when she comes, put Protect from Mage on and your boosting prayer. Then she's on me, so I'm running to the corner, and then I can attack her when she's in the middle. Now she's off me, so now I can just sit there and attack. And as you can see, there's an example of the Melia's just tanking her, because they're using, because he's got a maul, and the mauls are actually very good here. So then when she's dead, attack Growler, the Major, so Protect from Mage once she's dead. So, and I like to wield my Unholy Book, because it gives a greater range attack bonus, and you don't necessarily need the range defense as much. Then once Growler's dead, you put Protect from Range on. I got him down to very low health here, I didn't actually manage to kill him. Then Protect from Range, and then once Bree is dead, that little sort of centaur thing, then Protect from Melee on, theoretically, and then attack Starlight and kill her or him, I don't know.